Minneapolis. As knowledge about head trauma and concussions has increased over the past decade, a growing number of parents have warned their children about the perils of football. Icons of the sport like Bo Jackson have said they would not have played had they known what we know now, while others have said they would actively discourage their children and grandchildren from playing. Yet here at the home of Sunday's Super Bowl, the NFL has found a way around those warnings. The league is speaking to children directly. On Wednesday, after 2 hours of sprinting around the booths at a Super Bowl experience sponsored by the cable network Nickelodeon, about 2,500 children made their way to the NFL Play 60 Field. Everything at the experience has a branded name for a musical performance by JoJo Siwa. You might not know Siwa, but your child certainly does. A YouTube star and participant on the reality show Dance Moms, Siwa, 14, is a familiar face to the millions who watch her videos and sing along to her songs. During a break in her performance on Wednesday, she led the crowd in singing Happy Birthday to Play 60, the NFL youth fitness campaign that began late in 2007. After she left, Keith McMaster, the master of ceremonies, took the stage and asked for a big round of applause for the NFL and JoJo Siwa. Siwa was performing at the behest of Nickelodeon, the Viacom-owned television network known for hit children's shows like Paw Patrol and SpongeBob SquarePants. While a number of NFL sponsors have created a prominent presence for themselves at the Super Bowl, Nickelodeon is by far the largest company that interacts primarily with children. This is probably physically the biggest thing we do, Sima Zarghami, the president of Nickelodeon, said. Over the past 5 or 6 years, Nickelodeon has been reinvesting in the relationship that kids have to sports, Zarghami said. And while Nickelodeon has partnerships with most of the country's biggest leagues and has a presence at NASCAR races, the NBA All-Star Game and tennis's United States Open, it has no bigger sports partner than the N.F.L. Research conducted by the league has found that most avid NFL fans became attached to the sport in elementary school. With participation rates in youth football declining and parents ever more aware of the risks of head trauma from playing the sport, the NFL needed new ways to reach young people. A deep partnership with the biggest children's television network was an obvious strategy. And Nickelodeon has been eager to help. They have been partners since 2010 as the biggest spectator sport. Everybody is looking at sort of how they cultivate the next generation of fans, Zarghami said. We are a great entree into that. Kids love Nickelodeon, Cameron Mumtaz, a spokesman for the NFL, said in an email. Kids love sports. Kids love the Super Bowl. And the Super Bowl is all about larger-than-life sports entertainment. Together, we can bring the excitement of Super Bowl week to kids and parents in a fun and unique way. At Wednesday's performance, parents, teachers, and chaperones sat in bleachers or stood in clusters of 2 or 3 as their charges crowded the stage to be near Siwa. They roared when McMaster, also known as Coach Keith, said they were being filmed and might appear on Nickelodeon on Sunday, as Siwa's performance would be the halftime show for Nickelodeon's Superstar Slime Showdown at Super Bowl. Upstairs at the Super Bowl experience, the N.F.L. themed carnival and trade show that pops up at the game every year, league partners like Bridgestone, Castrol, and FedEx have booths with football-themed activities. But even inside a cavernous downtown convention center, The sight of Nickelodeon's immediately recognizable bright orange and slime green colors made the network's booth the most attractive to the children in attendance. As helpers got 2 young volunteers settled in plastic ponchos and into a set of clear glass booths, buckets hanging ominously overhead, like age-appropriate swords of Damocles, a man led dozens of children in a modified version of the Minnesota Vikings Skol chant, slime. 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 Slime they were. The day's larger question went unanswered. As the NFL is mired in a concussion crisis, has dealt with high-profile cases of domestic violence, and was in the middle of a political tug-of-war this season, why does Nickelodeon associate with the league? We think it is wrong to target children in this way, said Josh Golan, the executive director of the Campaign for a Commercial-Free Childhood. In 2015, the organization released a report criticizing the N.F.L's efforts to market itself to children. To Golan, one of the biggest offenders was NFL Rush Zone, a bizarre, animated show produced by Nickelodeon and the NFL that combined football and superheroes. Many children's television shows are trying to sell a product, he said, but this is so blatant that it is just an ad for the N.F.L. Zarghami, the Nickelodeon president, has heard criticism of the network's relationship with the NFL before. Look, as a mother, it's tough, it's a tough sport, she said. But what children see on Nickelodeon are players getting slimed and interacting with other kids, humanizing them. The actual sport doesn't ever actually get to Nickelodeon, she said. As a children's channel, Nickelodeon is at the forefront of numerous trends, like the movement from traditional television onto digital platforms and the rise of YouTube stars like Siwa. But while observers have predicted for decades that other sports will eventually overtake the NFL, and Zarghami said Nickelodeon would like to be more involved with soccer and women's sports, football is still the most popular sport in the country, even among children. And if something is popular, she said, Nickelodeon feels it has to be there. Another place where kids have a lot of passion is the music business, she said. That comes with its pros and cons, too. We have to be connected to what kids care about, she added, and that's really what we are about.